the fuck is a walker doing inside here? Get inside!
To be fair, what was Lee actually intending to do? Was he going to knock the guard out with his hatchet somehow and then dragging him off into an alleyway?
Was he contemplating a straight-up murder? Yeah, was he planning a straight-up murder there?
I kind of thought that was what was the idea.
Like, we're gonna go in here and murder a bunch of heavily armed people? Because that's really dark for this group. Especially you're gonna take Clementine along? Yeah, Clementine, I want to show you how to murder people and take their stuff.
Clementine, check out this sweet Belgian takedown. You watching? In fact, can you record this?
What the hell happened?
Your answer scared Clementine a little.
To be
Best message ever.
What always happens, I guess. In the end, the dead always win.
Oh man, we are so screwed.
Lee, do you want anything on your sandwich? I'll go have some peanut butter and jelly. Werewolf!
Vernon's right. We can deal with walkers easier than armed guards.
I agree. So long as we don't let him box us in.
That is true.
Yes, he says we can deal with the walkers easier than armed guards. I agree. Although that makes you wonder how the walkers won.
No.
It is sort of this rock, paper, scissors thing where it's like, wait a minute, which is the most powerful
I think the
thing
implication is that as long as we don't piss off a giant horde, we can deal with them one-on-one better than armed human guards that can think.
Well, it also suggested the best way to do this, in reality, would have been to drag a bunch of zombies through the sewers in bags and then just release them in Crawford.
Yeah, that sounds feasible.
I'm just approaching this like
First, we have to capture the zombie. We found all these body bags.
Just keep moving.
Canvas. Tar.
For added effect, we should set them on fire.
That's just for laughs.
Looks okay. Everybody in.
Oh, first we need to put motorcycle helmets on.
Also, while I can see them being okay with maybe killing a few guards because they have to, I'm not sure intentionally destroying an entire settlement of humans was quite within their moral compass there.
Well, obviously they're not hardcore enough to survive the zombie apocalypse, Josh.
Actually,
yeah, it's
as
true
opposed to these people.
It is true, just their coming here with the attentions that they have, they're kind of sinking down to Crawford's level and maybe even sinking below it. I mean, Crawford will kick you out if you are weak. But I don't think they went out and sought out people to kill.
Well, they said that they
stuff.
rounded up the cancer survivors.
Okay, so now what? Where do we start looking?
And that Vernon's group was not all of them, so it's possible that they killed them.
Although that's stupid and dumb. Why not just boot them out?
Doesn't make any sense. Hey, you.
Well, you could see it as preventing more zombies from being created.
Just give me a sec.
Yeah, because that's a real threat, and it's City of Millions.
Exactly.
You don't want to add 5 more zombies, man. You'll never be able to fight them all.
Hey, you there, eating the ice cream cone. You.
Right
me?
here.
Yeah, come over here.
They were using it as a
Okay,
medical
yeah,
facility.
come inside the facility. Alright,
How do
okay.
you know that?
Are you sick? Well, actually, yes. Okay, we can't take him. Shoot him.
Yes.
Nice one there, Molly. I totally didn't figure out that you'd been in Crawford.
The auto shop. There used to be one.
That
in the
was so
alley outside the
fucking
bars.
obvious.
Yep, it's called Herman's. You can't miss it.
What about the fuel? Where should I start looking?
There's a maintenance shed across from the playground here. If they were storing fuel, that's probably where it'll be.
Okay, I'll make a
So,
run to the maintenance.
I don't know exactly what the timeline is for them kicking out Crawfordites or the cancer survivors versus when Molly left, but how come none of the cancer survivors know Molly? Like, I could see 1 or 2 of them, but
I'll go for the medicine.
Molly... Basically, it makes it sound like Molly showed up one day and was sort of staying there for a little bit and then got kicked out later.
I'll go with you.
But-
Watch your back.
I can't actually tell with how they do Bree's art design. They supposed to? Is it supposed to be that she's had a mastectomy?
A vasectomy?
Mastectomy.
Oh!
Because of the clothing folds on her right breast.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure she has not had a
I was
vasectomy.
a little confused.
I need you to stay here with Ben and watch over our command center. I'm putting you in charge of it, okay?
I mean, it's kind of what it looks like, and it would make sense. But on the other hand, sometimes it rotates, and it looks like the model
I'm leaving
has
him with you.
both.
Understand?
I got confused about that.
Oh, okay.
Back before you know it.
Clementine is
You know,
so
he
awesome.
says that in that, like, explaining it to Clementine. Like, he's not actually leaving Ben with Clementine, but he's saying that just to
Might come
convince
back to
her.
these later.
But
Reading material will be
I would do that
useful.
because Ben is not good at this whole thinking thing.
So the theme here with this episode, let's talk about this. The whole theme that they're doing here in this episode,
Hey,
and this is
you
why I
gonna help
like
with
the
that?
episode, is because it's
Thanks,
trying to
I
say
got it.
something.
Just once, I'd like
They
to do
present
something
you
useful,
with
you know?
Crawford, hardcore survivalist, cull the weak kind of play.
You're plenty useful.
But the game has settled you with somebody
all I
who's
ever do is
pretty
get us
dang
into
weak.
trouble.
They've settled you with
Well,
Ben, this
I'll let you get
burden,
on with it.
who screws everything up. And do
No,
you
wait.
become like
There is something you can
Crawford
help me with.
and
Something that's been on
ditch
my mind.
Ben at the end
I
of
could
this?
use
Do
your
you let Ben go? You get the option
is
to
it?
let him go
It's
at
Kenny.
the end of this
Since I've been
episode.
helping him work on the
And
road, I've
do
gotten
you
to know
make
him
that
a little
choice,
better.
or do you
He's a good guy, you know?
keep him with
And
you?
it's eating me up
And
knowing
that's
what
your
I
choice.
know. I've been thinking about
And
telling him the truth.
they don't line up enough,
This
I think, to
again?
for the game to
It's
really
my fault.
Well,
be able to
there's
say,
more than that.
You
There's
let
the
Ben
element
go.
of-
Yeah.
Of if you get rid of Ben, then Molly will stick with you,
I have to tell him.
who is imminently more competent in every possible way than Ben.
Ben, no offense, but have you lost your mind?
Really, I didn't realize that's what it took to
hanging
get her
on.
to stick with you.
You
I
telling you
I
to
missed that
blame?
detail. Cause
Well, no,
I took Ben.
I don't know if she does, but there's that kind of implication when you get to that point.
I don't think
I
Molly.
see.
I don't think Molly stays with you. I think no matter what she
I'm telling
leaves.
you, man, it's a bad idea.
Oh no! Thinking back to my end of episode stuff, yeah, Molly is not available to go with you.
Yeah.
But still, the whole thing, you can say, the game tries to do that. Oh, you let Ben go, therefore you're as bad as Crawford. It doesn't say that explicitly, but that's what some people took away with.
You hear me?
That's what some people took away from it. And I don't think the two line up well enough for you to be able to convict the player like that. But there is enough here to play around with that boundary of like, well, how much are you willing to, how much risk are you willing to take on for you and the people that you love to save somebody who really can't? I mean, you know, you might not be at the same place on the spectrum with Crawford, but there's some,
I have to wonder what's going on.
the variables get close enough to each other for an interesting conversation or for a thought experiment about it.
Just a bunch of paste. You okay, Clem?
Really, my problem with that is that
This desk is just like the one
Ben
in
never
school.
really either
I know it's
redeems
weird.
himself nor shows you that you were terribly wrong, I guess.
Me too.
Like, it's a choice you make, and then it's sort of made irrelevant later on, but it doesn't, like,
Little classroom.
they neither ironically undercut it, nor do they show you, oh no, you were right to bring him. It's just sort of a
No homework.
string someone along for another 20 minutes sort of thing.
Yeah, it doesn't pay off either way. It doesn't say you were right or wrong to agree or disagree with Crawford. It sort of says, well, thanks for making that decision. That was interesting. You can
Don't you?
think what you like about it. We have nothing more to say on this topic.
Hold on to that hope.
Thank you for engaging in this Walking Dead thought experiment.
And that's one of, when we talk about the end of the game, and I don't want to get into this until we really get it to episode 5, but there are a lot of things that I think they could have made this game stronger if they'd followed through with some of the themes they had going. But still, I think just because this episode has this theme that it's playing with, even if you think it doesn't totally work, it's saying something here that's more than just protect Clementine and get to the next set of puzzles.
Looks like he figured himself as some kind
It's
of
a game that's
supreme
saying something, and I like that. If you look at an episode TV show, especially like you go back to Star Trek, every episode is saying something. Even if it's subtle, even if it's in the background, even if it's a side plot. Almost always somebody's trying to say... Okay, not every episode, but a lot of them are trying to say... And you might disagree with it, you might think it's dumb, but it's at least doing something other than, oh, lock phasers and shoot the bad guys, and yay, we win.
Locked. Didn't need to use a bat.
And I find that interesting. I think that's when sci-fi is at its strong, or any kind of speculative fiction is at its strongest, is when you're using it to play around with ideas. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just going to say, it definitely does work here. I mean, I was more complaining about future episodes where it takes the themes it presents here, but certainly within the context of this episode alone, it definitely toys with that idea, and it is done really well here.
Yeah, and that worked. That made this episode work for me, even despite some of the cheating. I don't know what we want to call. We need a word for. I mean, a writer can't cheat. Whatever the writer says happens. But ninja zombies and other, characters just going out of character or doing something stretch credulity. Yeah. Stuff where you
can just fudge.
You don't need any help?
Yeah, where the DM has just got his thumb on the scales too hard, and you can see it happening. And that happens quite a bit towards the end of this episode, and it frustrates you, because then you're arguing with the writer instead of thinking about the story.
Is there a choice here? Can we go to the playground, or no?
I believe you
no.
can choose. Oh, you can't?
I thought you had to go with whatever the group assigned you to.
Right.
This feels very Silent Hill-ish, this school with bashed up lockers and X's on things and locked doors.
This must be the door to the alleyway.
That's another reason this section worked for me, is I just love the feel of exploring this space.
Have you played Lone Survivor?
Here?
No.
It's a game by a dude that demade Silent Hill, and it captures a lot of that feeling.
Oh, now I have to play it.
Isn't it a side scroller?
Yes, but it captures still a lot of the sort of... oh, I love that.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
That zombie right there, that was just fantastic.
Must be the entrance to that auto shop.
It occurs to me here that ladders would be the
ultimate trick here. Yes. Ladders would be the ultimate zombie deterrent. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah. You a regular human being go down the ladder, no problem, and of course zombies would just pull the ladder down trying to climb it or whatever.
Yeah, go up, go down, no problem.
Better not get too close.
I had a point earlier. I forgot what it was because I fell into a coughing fit. I feel fine though. It's fine.
That looked weird.
It did. It did not look like it was falling. It looked like it stopped flying.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Leave him. He's mine. I don't know the zombie, by the way. Not from Crawford. Bye.
Well, this is a normal reaction people have to zombies. Don't even bother killing the head.
What?
There are points in The Walking Dead where when it's not blunt or when it's not subtle, it's really not subtle.
Yeah.
He's wearing medical.
I think you got him. I don't actually think you got him.
Yeah, well,
I don't either.
Yeah, you did not hit him in the head. Yeah, sometimes this game does have a bit of, you see what we're doing here? Huh, player? You see that?
Yeah,
With the you see how she answered that question? Huh? Huh? Which is odd when the game is subtle at other times.
look what I found.
It's also odd given the game's length. I mean, if you're talking about a game that...
Where were you holding that?
You have
Was
no
that on the
right
ground,
to
like,
ask
behind
her.
us?
You have no right to ask her, Mr. carries a giant propane tank in your breast.
I kind of want to take that out now and start using that on zombie.
But I mean, like, if you're talking about making a story for a 16 or 20 hour game, if you're talking about Far Cry 3, every time you see a character, you have to remind people of their motivations because it's probably been 4 or 5 hours since you've seen them. Here, in the episodic nature, each episode's only about 2 hours long. If you didn't pick up on Molly's thing last time, you're probably not going to pick up on it, even if she's doing it literally by hacking this guy apart.
Also, the characters in Far Cry 3 suck, don't buy it.
I'll make sure no stragglers get under the
Even
floor.
if she hacks away at the body going, and this is because I'm so angry at you and want to get revenge on you.
Looks like
Even then, your character will be completely
For crimes
oblivious.
that, given the context and the way these situations work out, is probably some sort of sexual offense.
I'm sure this battery will work in a boat.
But it's not.
Yeah, yeah. But batteries are universal, right? It's just a giant, like, it's just a really big AA battery.
Like it's the
Just
hose
like
for the lift hydraulics.
the size of like a loaf of bread. You just pull it out. You just got to make sure you put it
Actually,
in
I
facing
think
the right
in this
way.
case, car batteries might be the same as the batteries you put in a little motorboat.
Really? That's interesting.
In a diesel truck, though? A diesel truck battery?
Well, that's not... We're not going to use that battery.
Well, Lee looked there. I blame Lee. Lee's dumb.
Yeah, Lee. What's your problem, you big
What
dummy?
was it that I needed to do?
Lower the car.
Right. What do I need to do to lower the car?
Find the lower the car switch.
Slash the tires.
Oh, thank you. You usually have some kind of clue that I can use when I'm stumped and forgot what happened in the episode, but this time you're just like, whatever.
Don't think I can press
Find Carmen Sandiego.
hands.
You know what would be the best weapon in the game? Because, you know, those batteries are really
that's
huge and heavy. What would be the best weapon in the game is to create a flail that had, like, on one end it had that salt block we used to kill Larry. And on the other hand it had a battery, you know? I think that'd just be the
Came at
best
me up on
weapon.
that rooftop. Tried to take a
Oh,
bite
you
out of me,
son
so
of
I
a
took care of
bitch.
business. What, you got a problem with me killing geeks?
You are an evil man,
It
Rutskarn.
just seemed like you went to town on him a little more than you needed to.
Hey, you never
So
really
Lee's
know
calling
when
you.
things are all the way dead.
I've never hated you more than I hate you
Look,
right
you
now.
want to get this battery or not? Time's wasted.
So Lee's calling her out right now on the fact that
What
she's
do you
clearly
think
hiding
happened to
something.
Crawford?
Don't know, don't care.
So I kind of had it
Concerned,
figured
these
out
fuckers got what was
by the
coming.
time that she
Not a lot of
attacked the
sympathy for all
zombie.
the
I mean, it's
people
pretty
who died
obvious.
here, huh?
I did not have
Talk
it
about as
figured
much
out
for them
exactly
as
what was
they did for
happening.
the
I
sick
thought
and the
that
old and
she
anyone else they didn't think was
like
fit
been
to belong
pregnant
in
at the
their
time that she got
paradise.
here and they forced her to
yeah,
have an
fuck
abortion
'em.
or something like that.
Think I can borrow that?
I mean, you know...
And that in the
I
process
don't
of
know.
fighting
Hilda
them
and I have
after
been
it was
through a
all
lot
over,
together.
she caused the
Hilda?
downfall of
That's what
Crawford.
I
That
call
wasn't
her.
quite
Don't
exactly what
judge.
happened,
Please,
but
can I
it was
borrow
kind of
Hilda?
close.
That was a very specific call you made there, John.
I got your promise now. Not a
Now, how much of that do you think is just, you know, because that's the trope of this situation, or how much do you think that was just you kind of flying off the handle and going
It
crazy?
was probably both.
No, honestly, about exactly what I expected to be the situation.
That's probably
That's
not
Great, Lee! All of your plan!
I'll try to hold him off.
Every
I
single
love how he
one!
just like. I love how he slashes it open.
Finally,
You make a
something
tiny
goes right.
hole, Lee. Tiny hole.
Well, that was nice. I accidentally alt-tabbed the game.
Are we in trouble? Is there a problem?
No,
No,
we're
we're
fine.
Still attached to the terminals. It's off.
Once again, if this was just
Got
a
that one
cutscene,
off.
it would not nearly be as tense as you having to
we
click
still
on
got a
things. What do I
problem
need to
here.
do? Oh, come on! I gotta get this out of here so it stops ringing.
Okay, follow me.
It's a car battery!
Move your ass.
Put it in here while I stand here kind of awkwardly. Why can't we remove the jack also? Seems like that would be fairly straight. That would have been very easy to do 10 seconds ago.
Oh, and the zombies figured out how to crawl under there.
Skylar.
So they're getting
As
smart.
soon as the alarm sounded, I would have grabbed that jack.
Shoot it out!
It fell directly on her and she's fine. Yep. TV glass.
And plus, wouldn't that just put a hole in it?
Okay, so now
It's
I
probably
suppose it
not
depends on
safety
the glass.
so
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, no! You're not. You know, the last time I tried to do jumps like this, I spent more time falling than I did doing anything else.
what did you call
That is also a pretty crazy jump for anybody in any condition.
Yes.
And you made that jump because you had an ice axe, lady. Also, you weigh half as much as I do. That
And
was
she
a
pulls
bad
you up.
idea.
She
One-handed.
pulled you up one-handed. That's amazing. Amazing fitness.
Come on.